When a driver causes a traffic accident, the driver is subject to criminal penalties, while the insurance company that provides coverage to the driver is subject to civil penalties. False. When applying sudden braking with an automobile equipped with anti-lock braking system, the system does not work if you do not step on the brake pedal strongly on one movement and keep stepping on it. True. It is not permitted to suddenly cut in front of another vehicle or travel too close to a vehicle traveling in parallel. True. When a route bus signals its intention to enter traffic and starts moving, vehicles may overtake the bus following the vehicle ahead after sounding the horn. False. Driving after drinking alcohol is prohibited. However, beer is an exception because it has a low alcohol content. False. When passing by an unattended child, vehicles must stop without fail to allow the child to walk safely. False. A traffic sign as shown in the figure indicates the location of the center or centerline of the road. True. Pavement markings are lines, symbols and letters marked on the road using paint, raised markings, etc. There are two types of pavement markings: regulatory markings and designation markings. True. When attempting to overtake, the driver must first make sure that overtaking is not prohibited in the area. True. At intersections where vehicles are required to stop by traffic signs and pavement markings, if there are no vehicles and little risk of danger, vehicles are not required to come to a complete stop. False. You must keep your automobile liability insurance, compulsory insurance, certificate securely in your home, not in your automobile, because you will need it when you are involved in an accident. False. There are some areas that cannot be seen from the driver's seat, as they are obstructed by the vehicle body and other parts. These areas are called blind spots. True. A traffic sign as shown in the figure indicates that the road is closed to large motorcycles, regular motorcycles and motorized bicycles. False. Even when it permitted, crossing the center into the right side of the road must be kept to a minimum as much as possible, except for one-way street. True. A truck with maximum loading capacity of 3,000 kilograms may be driven with a regular vehicle license. False. When driving on snowy roads, you should always try to drive at a modest speed, as the stopping distance will be longer than on dry asphalt roads. True. When approaching an alley where visibility is poor in a residential area, a driver may sound the horn before proceeding. False. A traffic sign as shown in the figure indicates a priority lane for route buses, etc. Other automobiles must leave the lane immediately when there is a route bus in the vicinity. True. When approaching a pedestrian crossing, vehicles must proceed at a speed that allows them to stop before entering the pedestrian crossing, except when it is clear that there are no people or bicycles crossing the road. True. If an emergency vehicle approaches from behind, vehicles must yield the road by moving to the left side of the road when there is no intersection nearby. True. This is a warning sign to indicate other dangers. True. Even when vehicular lanes are demarcated by a yellow line, if there is no vehicle immediately behind, it is permitted to change lanes. False. Disrupting traffic by being drunk and staggering or loitering on roads is prohibited. True. A traffic sign as shown in the figure indicates that large passenger automobiles and specified medium-sized passenger cars may not proceed. True. An entanglement accident is an accident in which a pedestrian or a bicycle is involved in the tire or bumper at the rear left of the vehicle when driving the vehicle and turning left. True. If seating a preschool child on the front passenger seat of an airbag-equipped automobile is unavoidable, it is important to move the passenger seat forward as possible to fit the child's seat. False. Drivers are permitted to perform sudden starts and abrupt acceleration if they do not exceed the designated speed limit. False. A pavement marking as shown in the figure indicates that there is a pedestrian or bicycle crossing zone ahead. True. Vehicles that can be driven with a large special license are large special vehicles, small special vehicles, and motorized bicycles. True. Even on a road where the maximum speed limit, as indicated by a traffic signs, is 20 km per hour, automobiles may exceed the speed limit when traffic is light. False. The police officer's hand signal as shown in the figure has the same meaning as a red light for traffic proceeding in the direction of the arrows. True. Incorrect or unnecessary signals may confuse other traffic and increase danger. True. Vehicles must not cross sidewalks or side strips, even when entering or exiting roadside places. False. A learner's permit is a permit required for driving large, medium-sized or regular automobiles for the purpose of practice by those who wish to obtain a first-class or second-class license. True. Except in an emergency, vehicles may enter and stop in areas designated by pavement markings as no stopping zones in front of police and fire stations because the pavement markings only apply in an emergency. False. Traffic regulations are common rules that pedestrians, drivers and others on the road must obey to ensure safety and allow traffic to flow smoothly. True. When there is a space of 1.5 meters or more to the side of a stopped streetcar, vehicles may carefully proceed, regardless of whether or not there are passengers getting on or off. False. A traffic sign as shown in the figure indicates that drivers must exercise caution against soft road shoulders. False. If a person has gained a regular vehicle license, he/she can drive a truck with maximum loading capacity of 4,000 kilograms or passenger automobile with seating capacity of 11 people. False. Where vehicular lanes before an intersection are designated by a yellow line, vehicles are only permitted to proceed in the directions indicated and may not change lanes. True. Seating a child in the front seat exposes the child to greater danger and can also cause interference with driving. True. Novice drivers, those driving for less than 1 year on a regular driver's license, are not required to display a novice driver sign if they drive another person's regular automobile. False. Vehicles may not enter a side strip with a pavement marking as shown in the figure to park or stop. True. When being overtaken by another vehicle and if there is not sufficient room to be overtaken, the driver is required to yield. False. When proceeding through a railroad crossing, it is best to stay close to the center of the lane in order to prevent the wheels from falling into the railroad bed. True. If a driver is already near the stopping position in front of an intersection when the signal turns yellow and is not able to stop safely, he/she may proceed through the intersection without stopping. True. The correct time to signal to make a right or left turn is about 3 seconds before the action will be taken. False. When moving slower than other vehicles, travel as close to the left edge of the road as possible to avoid impeding traffic flow. True. Number 1-49. The basic operation of an automatic transmission vehicle is to control the accelerator pedal and the brake pedal, so it is not necessary to pay special attention to the gearshift operation. False. In order to apply brakes effectively, drivers should avoid relying on the brakes too much, and the accelerator should be used as much as possible to gradually reduce speed before stopping. True.